sports was all we had. I grew up in an area, East Tennessee.
Bare feet, blinding lights, a tidal wave of cheers that shakes the rafters. Kenny Chesney did not simply step onto a stage. He blasted a tiny hometown wish into a worldwide thunderclap.
So we had church, we had school, and we had sports, and mainly Tennessee football, and so that's how I grew up.
1 minute he was kicking dust off East Tennessee roads. The next he was ruling sun-kissed island arenas with songs that feel like pure vacation. But do not let the smooth shades and coconut-scented choruses fool you. Behind every breezy anthem hides late nights of heartbreak, grit, and risk. His journey is loaded with praise and police reports, trophies, and tough headlines. Fans scream his name. Critics pick him apart. And still, every ticket vanishes in minutes. How did a quiet kid from Luttrell become the laid-back king of country? Grab your flip-flops, but keep them tight. The real Kenny story is second away. Humble beginnings. Kenny arrived on March 26, 1968, at St. Mary's Medical Center in Knoxville. Kenny's dad, David, taught elementary classes, passing out spelling tests by day and life lessons by night. His mom, Karen, snipped hair, shared gossip, and proved you can balance business and family without missing a beat. Back then, music was background noise, not a life plan. At Gibbs High, Kenny stuffed shoulder pads with dreams of touchdowns. He pitched baseballs with the same stubborn streak that would one day chase chart spots. He laughs that he quit growing by junior year and is the same size now, a self-mocking nod that height never measures heart. Crowds cheered, school bands blared, and Kenny believed the future lived under bright stadium lights. Record deals and platinum plaques never crossed his teenage mind. To classmates, he was just another small-town athlete trying to shine on a dusty Friday night. Then Christmas happened. Under a twinkling tree sat a plain guitar case that weighed more than any trophy. Most teens strum once then stash the instrument in a closet. Kenny did the opposite. He shut his bedroom door, tuned the strings by ear, and played until his fingers buzzed. Each new chord felt like learning a secret code. Passion explosion. Almost overnight, music turned from hobby to heartbeat. He found freedom in writing lines about tractors, moonlight, and lost love. The same competitive spark that helped him chase passes now pushed him to perfect bar chords. Days at school dragged because nights promised fresh melodies. Friends noticed the switch. The guy who lived for sports began skipping pickup games to practice American Pie or craft his own stories. Coaches shrugged, buddies teased, but Kenny kept strumming. Those first shaky songs might not win awards, yet they unlocked a voice the world would soon crave. The unexpected spark. That guitar gift lit a fire stronger than any pep rally. Kenny realized music could travel further than a spiral pass. By senior year, he was playing at talent shows and county fairgrounds where the smell of funnel cake mixed with feedback from cheap amps. Crowds were small, yet applause felt bigger than any touchdown roar. College momentum. In 1986, Kenny rolled into East Tennessee State University with an advertising major on paper and a guitar practically glued to his hand. Johnson City bars like Quarterbacks and Chuck's Roadhouse gave him corners where he could test songs amid clinking glasses. He joined the campus bluegrass program, soaking up banjo runs and lightning fiddle solos that later colored his own beachy style. Homework happened after midnight, because sets ended at 2. Some mornings he walked into class with singer's rasp and ink-smudged lyric sheets crammed in his backpack. Every tough sunrise cemented one truth. Music was not leaving his life. Do-it-yourself dare. Kenny refused to wait for Nashville scouts. In 1989, he scraped tip money and booked Classic Recording Studio in Bristol, Virginia. The room was no palace. Cable snaked across old carpet, and the mixing board looked older than he was. Still, it felt like home. Across a handful of sweaty sessions, he recorded 10 tracks and titled the demo Good Old Boy a Heart. No label paid a dime, so Kenny pressed 1,000 CDs. Boxes of silver discs filled his car trunk, rattling every time he hit a pothole on Interstate 26. Night after night, he played smoky rooms, sold discs for $5 each, and shook every hand. Every sale felt like a tiny vote of confidence. When he finally broke even, he plunked a profit on a brand-new Takamine guitar. Proof that belief can fund itself. Lessons from small rooms. Those bar gigs were brutal and brilliant. Crowds talked through ballads. Bouncers begged him to shorten sets. Yet he never quit. He learned fans remember honesty more than perfect pitch. He mastered the subtle art of reading a room and sending strangers home humming. Balancing classes, gigs, and hustling discs drilled discipline deeper than any coach could. Sweat built strength. Rejection built hunger. By the time Nashville finally called, Kenny had survived every hard mile of the musical minor leagues. The groundwork of glory. Every sunny anthem and sold-out tour begins here, in a pickup truck stuffed with demo CDs. Long before jet skis and private planes, there was a young man loading amps through back doors, praying the crowd would not leave before his last chorus. Kenny Chesney's rise looks effortless from the outside, but true fans know the hidden grind. Critics debate his island image, yet he remembers the bar smoke, the long drives, and the thrill of hearing one voice shout, "Play another." That memory, more than any award, keeps his songs human. His concerts feel like family reunions because he still walks on stage barefoot, a nod to Luttrell lawns and youthful freedom. The legend began with one guitar, one Christmas, and one relentless heart, and that fire still burns tonight. Bright lights were still a dream when Kenny Chesney walked onto the campus of East Tennessee State University with a guitar bouncing on his shoulder. He listed advertising as his major, yet every heartbeat whispered stage lights, not spreadsheets. College became his first real arena, the spot where bedroom chords exploded into crowd-pleasing power. He leaped into the campus bluegrass program and soaked up every lick like water in July. Lambda Chi Alpha opened its doors, and frat basements soon thundered with test gigs that rattled old walls. Between exams and late-night parties, he hustled through coffee shops and rowdy bars, turning shy smiles into roaring sing-alongs. In 1989, Kenny rolled the dice on himself. He paid hard-earned dollars to record Good Old Boy at Heart Inside Classic Recording Studio in Bristol, Virginia. Instead of wasting cash on quick thrills, he pressed 1,000 compact discs and sold them after every set, then used the profit to grab a brand-new guitar. That loop of create, sell, reinvest became his secret survival code. Those smoking nights were not easy. He lugged amps through back doors, counted tip jars, and tore up set lists until sunrise, but each gritty mile carved the steel he needed. Every song was another brick in a homemade foundation no critic could shake. The Nashville door opens. March 1991 changed everything. Kenny landed an audition at the Bluebird Cafe, the tiny stage that launches giants. His honest sound earned him steady nights at the Turf, a rough honky-tonk where spill beer coated the floor like varnish. Glamour was nowhere in sight, yet raw crowds sharpened his craft. Buzz grew because he delivered real moments, not polished hype. Listeners carried his chorus home and told friends. Then those friends told more friends until Music City leaned in. Industry sparks. In 1992, Clay Bradley at BMI caught wind of the rising noise and linked Kenny with Troy Tomlinson at Opryland Music Group. Kenny ripped through 5 originals, and Troy leaped to his feet, handing over a songwriter contract on the spot. That handshake flung a heavyweight door wide. 12 months later, a songwriter showcase turned whispers into reality when Capricorn Records launched a country wing and signed him. These leaps were powered by every late-night drive and every verse scribbled on scrap paper. Breakout era. 1994 delivered in my wildest dreams and pushed Kenny from barrooms to radio. The record did not explode on charts, yet proved he could carry a story with laid-back charm and quiet depth. The next year, he joined B&A Records, and the game tilted sharply. All I Need to Know dropped in 1995, and the title track rocketed up playlists. Gold status followed, underlining that Kenny was no passing wave but a rising tide. Momentum kept rolling. Me and You reached platinum in 1996. I Will Stand hit shelves the next year and gathered award hype. Songs such as Me and You and That Is Why I Am Here showed a richer emotional edge that silenced anyone calling him just a beach crooner. Hit after hit shaped the new millennium. Everywhere We Go in 1999. No Shoes, No Shirt, No Problems in 2002. And When the Sun Goes Down in 2004 stitched Island Breezes into Southern roots. Fans did not simply buy the discs. They adopted a lifestyle that matched every chorus. Award storm. The industry could not ignore the wave. Kenny grabbed Country Music Association Entertainer of the Year 4 times between 2005 and 2008. The Academy of Country Music echoed the honor during the same stretch. Another 4-trophy blast. A half-dozen Grammy nods proved he could cross any border without losing authenticity. Yet numbers tell only part of the tale. Concerts felt like giant family reunions where strangers hugged and shouted every line. That pulse of unity pushed a breakout star into a record-breaking icon, peak fame and icon status. True superstardom erupted with No Shoes, No Shirt, No Problems in 2002. The record knocked down platinum walls and sparked a freedom-filled movement of sand, sun, and easy smiles. When the Sun Goes Down in 2004 poured gasoline on that fire with hits that became summer soundtracks for a whole generation. Stadium Force. By 2008, No Shoes Nation had grown into a traveling army. Fans packed parking lots at dawn, flying pyro flags and inflating palm trees. Venues boosted security and stockpiled water because crowds refused to leave even during sound check. That feverish loyalty helped his tours smash attendance records once thought untouchable. Blockbuster treks like the Flip Flop Summer Tour, the Big Revival Tour, and the No Shoes Nation Tour turned stadiums into pop-up islands. Barefoot and drenched in sweat, Kenny led sing-alongs so loud they rattle highway signs. Between 2005 and 2009, Billboard crowned his Outing the Top package tour each year, then repeated the honor in 2011, 2012, and 2015. Few artists in any genre have matched that level of relentless box office power. Legacy in motion. What sets Kenny apart is a rare mix of humility and huge dreams. He still strolls Luttrell streets on quiet winter days, hearing echoes of high school cheers. The clash of silent country roads and deafening arenas keeps him grounded. Each new album and tour becomes another thank you to fans who light up every night like summer fireworks. A lifestyle larger than charts. Long after the last encore fades, Kenny Chesney's biggest triumph blasts on. He built a tribe called No Shoes Nation. His tropical country mashup, wrapped in a cowboy hat, sleeveless tee, and flip-flops, screams freedom with every chord. Fans crank his songs during wild beach parties and cross-country road trips, turning simple sing-alongs into a full-time state of mind. Traditional gatekeepers once questioned whether island beats belonged in Nashville, yet the faithful simply dance louder. Their unbreakable loyalty crowned Kenny both performer and lifestyle guide, bridging dirt road grit with salty air energy. That jump reshaped how millions picture country music today. Numbers that roar. The math is jaw-dropping. More than 30 million albums sold and 30 #1 singles on Billboard country charts. His net worth hovers around $180 million, and in 2022 alone, he hauled in almost $90 million. 4 Country Music Association Entertainer of the Year trophies, plus 4 straight Academy of Country Music crowns between 2005 and 2008 prove the industry agrees with the fans. 6 Grammy nods add extra shine, yet he never drifted from the good time groove that started it all. Kenny did not just climb the mountain, he redrew the summit. Yet behind mirrored shades and stadium fireworks, life was far less effortless than it appeared. Hidden storms behind the sunshine. The beach vibe masks hard battles fans rarely spot. On the Ellen DeGeneres show, Kenny shocked viewers by admitting severe eyesight trouble. He cannot see past row 20 at his concerts. Those excited signs waving in the upper deck, he feels them more than he sees them. Fear of eye surgery keeps the issue unresolved, forcing him to perform through instinct every single night. Public bumps hit too. In 2000, Kenny and friend Tim McGraw landed in handcuffs after Kenny hopped onto a police horse in Buffalo without permission. A brief scuffle followed, and both stars spent unsettling hours in custody. Charges vanish a year later, but the mugshot headline clashed sharply with his laid-back brand. Fame adds weight no beach workout can lift. When success rocketed sky high, he struggled with loneliness on endless roads while being expected to beam joy daily. Singing sunny anthems felt heavy when nights offstage turned quiet and isolating. Those close to him know the internal cost of always pretending life is one long vacation. Resilience in the face of pressure. Kenny refused to let setbacks write his story. He dug into self-care, leaned on trusted friends, and guarded quiet spaces away from cameras. By choosing balance over burnout, he proved strength grows through adversity, not image. Love on a roller coaster. Fans also watch his heart with endless curiosity. The most sensational chapter hit in 2005 when he shocked the world by marrying Oscar winner Renee Zellweger on a secluded beach. The fairy tale crashed 4 months later when they saw an annulment, and one single word, fraud, on a legal form exploded across tabloids. Speculation spun out of control, with rumors ranging from hidden secrets to wild guesses about Kenny's identity. Both stars later clarified that fraud was basic legal wording, nothing more, but gossip magazines had already dug trenches. During a brave sit-down on 60 Minutes, Kenny admitted he had wet feet and never truly understood marriage at that moment. His simple truth, "The only fraud committed was me thinking I really understood what being married was," revealed rare vulnerability and won renewed respect. Since then, Kenny shields romantic details from the spotlight, choosing privacy over headlines. He lets the music speak, while life offstage stays locked behind those famous shades. Kenny Chesney's love life has always drawn quiet curiosity. From 2008 to 2010, he was quietly linked to former Miss Tennessee, Amy Colley. But unlike his chart-topping hits, that relationship stayed far away from cameras or magazine covers. Since 2012, Kenny's been in a serious relationship with dancer and model Mary Nolan. But this time, there are no red carpets, no flashy headlines, no couple selfies filling up feeds. Their low-profile love stands in stark contrast to his past. It shows Kenny's making a clear choice: protect what matters most. For him, peace now outweighs publicity. Real love blooms better when the cameras stay off. Industry clashes and controversies. Even at the peak of his fame, Kenny Chesney hasn't escaped the bumps and bruises of the music industry. One heated moment came at the 2008 ACM Awards when fans were given the power to vote for Entertainer of the Year, a title Kenny had already won multiple times. But Kenny didn't hold back. He openly criticized the change, saying such a major award should be earned through hard work, not just popularity clicks. His comments sparked debate, exposing a deeper divide between the old-school music insiders and the new, fan-driven platforms. As Kenny's popularity exploded, so did the critics. Some country purists grumbled that his beachy image, massive stadium tours, and crossover success were watering down the genre. But Kenny never wavered. He leaned harder into his unique blend of island vibes and country heart, standing firm that it wasn't about selling out. It was about staying true to the lifestyle that shaped him. That bold stance didn't win over everyone. Some traditionalists said he was too polished, too coastal, too far from country's raw twang roots. But his die-hard fan base, the No Shoes Nation, stood firmly in his corner. While Nashville hesitated, the fans made their choice clear. Kenny wasn't just part of country music. He was reshaping it. The biggest backlash came in 2016 when Kenny received a CMA Pinnacle Award, one of country music's highest honors. But instead of celebration, the moment sparked online outrage from Beyoncé's fan base, who believed she was unfairly excluded from that year's show. The uproar wasn't really aimed at Kenny. It reflected broader frustrations over race, inclusivity, and how recognition is handed out in the music world. Kenny stayed mostly silent during the storm, only later responding with class. He praised Beyoncé's artistry and gently reminded everyone how easily fans can twist good intentions. It was a reminder. Even icons like Kenny can land in the crosshairs of fame, controversy, and industry tensions. Philanthropy and redemption. Beyond the stadium tours, radio hits, and beach anthems, Kenny Chesney has quietly built a legacy of generosity. Unlike some stars who chase headlines with flashy donations, Kenny keeps his giving low-key, but deeply meaningful. In 2024, he made headlines for donating over $1 million to nonprofits across Massachusetts, supporting animal rescues, Boston Medical Center, and even local police and fire departments. But those big donations only scratched the surface of his giving spirit. One of Kenny's most personal and powerful efforts came after hurricanes devastated the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. Kenny considers those islands a second home, and when disaster struck, he jumped into action through his love for Love City Foundation. He provided food, medical aid, and transport to residents who lost everything. For Kenny, it wasn't about charity. This was family. His giving doesn't stop there. He works closely with groups like ACM Lifting Lives, Farm Aid, Kids Wish Network, MusiCares, and even helps preserve national parks. From supporting sick children to helping struggling musicians, Kenny's compassion runs deep. His donations aren't one-off photo ops. They're part of a lasting pattern to use his success for real-world impact. Sure, his journeys it stumbles, the annulment, the industry arguments, but his steady path of giving reveals a quiet redemption arc few notice. While the spotlight fades and headlines shift, Kenny's most powerful work happens away from center stage. Private life today. When the music stops and the crowds vanish, Kenny Chesney trades roaring arenas for quiet beaches. His offstage life is the total opposite of his concert energy. He spends much of his downtime tucked away in tropical escapes, especially the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. There, far from flashing cameras, Kenny unwinds by the water, writes songs, goes boating, and lives the carefree lifestyle his music celebrates. St. John has become his peaceful hideaway, where fame feels a million miles away. But why would one of country music's biggest stars hide out in paradise? Simple. After years of wild fame, heartbreak, rumors, and endless public attention, Kenny discovered the only true peace is privacy. In rare interviews, he admits fame can feel isolating, stealing away genuine moments where you can just be yourself. By keeping his private life guarded, Kenny holds on to the simple, grounded part of himself. The same Tennessee kid who once chased footballs across Luttrell fields. Off stage, he's not Kenny Chesney, global superstar. He's just Kenny, finding his calm beyond the cameras. If you loved exploring the hidden side of Kenny Chesney's life, don't forget to hit that like button. Share your favorite Kenny moment in the comments, and subscribe for more untold music stories. And stick around. The next video is ready to keep the country vibes rolling.